So this used to be my planner. This is my planner now. We're going to talk about how we fit this into this. So you're going to need a few things for making a pocket notebook into a planner. First, you're going to need a pocket notebook. This is a field notes. You don't have to use a field notes, but you really probably should use something with a either graph layout or a dot grid layout because it just makes it a lot easier. Using some type of straight edge or a ruler and then a pen or a pencil. I found that this really works well for a 2-month per field notes setup. Now, if your notebook has more than 48 pages or whatever a field notes has, it's going to get a little bit longer. If it's a little bit shorter, it may not last as much. So what I've done with the first page is I've just wrote the year, what this book is, starting in January 2024. It's a weekly and daily planner, which really it's a monthly and weekly planner. And then in the next page, I have the month layout. I have my blocks 4 blocks high, and then I have them either 4.5 or 5 blocks wide. So if you look at Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, those are all 4.5 grid blocks wide. And then Wednesday is 5 wide, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are also 4.5 wide, which makes 7 columns. And then I have a longer column on the side that I can write other stuff in. And then they're 4 high, like I said, and then that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 rows. And if I would need to, I could do 6 rows with this because I have a space there on the bottom where I'm writing some monthly to-dos or some goals, or you can write your monthly recap. I did this first one in pencil because I wasn't sure if it was going to work, if I'd have to erase anything. But there's plenty of room to write additional stuff on here and just to write what you're going on for the month. Because typically you only have one major thing going on per day that's worth writing in a planner anyways. And so the calendar view is a 2-page view. And so next we have another 2-page view, and that's our weekly view. And so what I've done here is I divide each page into 4 equal sections. And the sections are 8 high for the first section, 7 high, and then 8 high for the section on the bottom of the page. And then just drawing the line straight across. So that gives me Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the first page, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a blank spot on the next page. And so what I do for this blank spot is I have a weekly recap. One thing I liked about the Passion Planner is that they do a section for good things that happened this week, or a weekly recap, or anything related to that week. And I really like that because I think it's important to look back and see, write the things that you are thankful for, things that happened. And so I wanted to have that in this version of the planner too. And so I have a section for weekly recap. I found that this works fine for me, having like a week view and having this smaller sections for the days, because it's just enough space to write stuff in. I've always the whole month into January, I have not had any days where I'm like, oh, I need a little bit more room to write. Then the next 2 pages after that are going to be a to-do list page and then a notes page. And so I have my to-do list for the week, and then I just have the list wrote down here. That's this week's, and it's like half the page. The week before was about 3/4 of the page, and then the week before that was about half a page. And so, and I'm doing pretty well doing this. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 things that transition onto the next week, but for the most part, I'm getting these things done. And then I repeat, just week, to-do list, week, to-do list. And then after I'm done with a month, then I go to the next section, which will be the next calendar, which for this field notes, it's actually working out perfectly that February is going to start right in the middle of the book. And then I'll go through February, and then I should end the field notes with 1 or 2 blank pages. And so I'm finding that this is a layout that's kind of perfectly suited for a field notes book because you're filling up the whole book with maybe 1 or 2 extra pages at the very end. And then, when I'm done with this month, I can archive it away and then pick up another field notes and start again. One of the biggest reasons why I switched from this big planner to this little field notes is because I can take this with me everywhere. And I'm finding myself looking at this throughout the day, just maybe out of boredom, because I'm trying to pick up my phone less. So what I end up doing is picking up my planner or my pocket notebooks more. And so I'm just looking at this. Okay, yes, I'm going to do this week. The problem with this was I filled this out on a Sunday. Yeah, I would write my goals in here and fill it out, but then I wouldn't check anything off because I wouldn't look at this until the next week because it gets shoved in my bag that I do take with me to work, but then I just don't look at it. It's out of sight, it's out of mind. With this notebook, it's with me all the time. And so I'm constantly looking at my to-do list items, my schedule, all that stuff. So I'm getting stuff done a lot more. And so there is a version of this you can do with a daily view, like, and each day is its own page. But you're gonna go through a field notes or a pocket notebook every month if it has like 35 to 40 some pages in it. Because I have it here in my passion planner. I was planning out this notebook setup at the end of the year. You could do a time blocking situation on the left-hand side. You could do your to-do list on the right and then any special notes at the bottom, or you could time block a little bit more. Or you can have a week view that's a little bit more similar to the passion planner where all of your days are going across the top and then your time blocking is down through the bottom. Where you can time block from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, but your time blocks are very tiny. And so if you can live with that and you need something to daily time block your hours, it might work. But for me, it's too much. I don't use this like the time blocking as it was in the passion planner, so I'm not gonna use it here. And I'm not gonna try to cram everything into tiny little spots. But if you need to have time blocking and want something like this, you could time block, spread your hours out a little bit more, maybe skip the hours in the evening or skip the hours in the morning if you know that is gonna be the same every day. Or if you work a 9 to 5 and you can time block from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then from, you just write in there, I work from 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. You don't really need to time block that fully, just 9 to 5 work. And then you can time block your evening. You could do that and have a little bit more room to work. So it is possible to do a daily view with this field notes as well. And so that's how I've done it, how I've turned this notebook into this one, and I found out I'm getting a lot more done. I'm enjoying it a lot more, and I carry this with me everywhere that I go, and it's working out very well for me. And so that's gonna wrap up this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know down in the comments section below. Drop the video a thumbs up, and let me know if you're using something like a field notes for a planner or thinking about it, or if you use something bigger like a passion planner or any other type of fuller size planner. Let me know what you use down in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want information about notebooks and stuff, I'll link a couple examples down in the description. And also you can check out my video about doing more stuff with notebooks. I kind of go into more details about how I use all my different notebooks. And so thank you all again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.